I am back after a long hiatus. Before you say it, before you even say it, I know you've watched 5011 Fenty Beauty reviews, and hell, you may have even done one of your own. But however, I would appreciate it if you would stick around and watch. First up is Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter Soft Matte Primer. Here she is. And I love this packaging. I seen some online complaints of people saying they didn't like the packaging. It looked cheap. They expected more. I don't know what you expected. You know, diamond encrusted cap. When you open this, Rihanna was gonna pop out and be like, hey girl. You know, exploding stuff and glitter and confetti. I really don't understand what you all were. Simple, clean, sleek, looks good on anybody's vanity. This formula is pretty rich, and when I say rich, it kind of goes on like a low. If you ever squirt out like a nice lotion, it doesn't feel too dry, even though it is a soft matte finish. And after maybe about 5 seconds, you can start to feel the stickiness of the primer, and it does give you that soft filtered. Okay, let's get into this foundation. One, it is a serum foundation, so if you like thicker, heavier foundations, this may or may not be for you. This foundation gives you a true skin like finish, and when I say skin like, it feels like you're not wearing anything at all. Okay, shade range. I have matched the deepest client that I have, which we matched her to a 490, and my lightest client that I've had so far is a 390. Fenty Beauty has got the range 40 freaking shades. We all know it's been some companies been around for a long time, and they asses don't have 40 shades. Skin people, this is gonna probably end up being your holy grail. Oily people, if you like the ultra matte look, you're not gonna like it. But for people like me that don't mind blotting and my oil breakthrough on basically just about everything that I've tried, I'm now coming into my 12th hour of wear, and it does not feel like I want to take a butter knife and scrape this crap off my face. It still feels like I'm not wearing anything. Like, this is my skin. My skin is able to breathe. Okay, for application, I have 3 options for you. Either you could purchase the Fenty Beauty brush like I did here, or this is a generic brush I picked up, I think off of eBay somewhere. It kind of looks like the Real Techniques brush, but this is like a flat, I think it's a blush brush, a flat blush brush. Or I use this for powder sometimes too. Or you can use this blurring brush. So there's 3 options for you. I have not used a beauty blender because I've kind of gotten away from using a beauty blender with my serum foundations. It's not my favorite to apply serum foundations with, so that's why I didn't try a beauty blender. Now, I didn't try the Fenty Beauty blender, the Fenty blender, but if you are a brush person like me, these 3 options work quite well. Third layer, I've already applied 2 on here just to let you see how it builds. Dry skin, moisturize. Normal skin, use it as directed. Oily skin people, use whatever extra barriers you're used to using with foundation. Is this going to keep you ultra matte? No. My oil, it does break through, but makeup does not move. And here I am at the 12th hour, and I don't feel cakey. It's still in place. I have been out in this hot Georgia heat today, and we're still surviving, baby. Here I have the Fenty Beauty Invisible Blotting Powder. This does come with this little pad here, which is pretty useless. I wish they would have put a little, like one of those little ribbon things that you can actually pull it up and apply it to your face, but they didn't for whatever reason. So we're just gonna put that to the side.
And baby, when I see this powder, I was like, oh god. You know, brown girls, you talking about some white powder, we get a little scared, we get a little apprehensive, because you know, white
There's no cast. The tube she goes. And back into my purse she goes. Here we have the Kilowatt highlighters in colors Trophy Wife, Mean Money, and Hustler Baby, and Moscow Mule and Ginger Binge. Packaging on these, because I can hold these in my hand. My hands are kind of small, so for me to be able to hold these in my hand instead of just regular rounded package, I love that. I feel like I have a grip on it. Okay, let's start with mauve rose goldish color, and I have them both swatched already on my hand. Kilowatt illuminators have a very shimmery shade and then a less shimmery shade. And I can see these playing well, especially going into fall now with all those deep reddish cranberry looks. These are going to be gorgeous. And these can be used as a blush, especially on deeper skin. Use a light hand on the lighter skin, but on deep skin, I can see these being used as a blush. I've seen eye looks with this, and just like cheek toppers, illuminators. This is in Mean Money and Hustler Baby. As you can see, I have really been digging into her, especially this one, because I love Mean Money just to take a fluffy brush and just give it a swipe across my eyes if I don't decide to use cinnamon and brush it out with my hand, but just taking this and on a fluffy brush and just kind of giving a light swipe across the eyes gives a fresh and clean look. It gives a little sheen to your eyelids, and it works well as a very, very soft diffused highlight. I'm loving it especially as the inner tear duct color eyeshadow highlighter. Multi-use product. So you're gonna get your money's worth out of these products because you can use them for more than one thing. Y'all already know what this one is. It is Trophy Wife that set the internet on flames. Okay, now mind you, she could get a little glittery and a little out of hand if you're not careful. Okay, you could be looking like Beam Me Up Scotty from Mars if you're not careful. And when I say not careful, I'm meaning using the most use I've seen people, and it looks gorgeous on so many people, but make sure you're using the right tool to apply her with. I wouldn't grab a large fan brush to apply this with. I would probably use a smaller, more dense. That way you have a little bit more control over the product, because she could get out there. Like she could take off a life on her own. But inner tear duct highlight, eyeshadow highlighter, like I said, and I have dropped this thing about 4 times and was scared to death each time I picked it up and opened it, because I just knew it was a gone, or it was dead and gone. But she stayed intact. I have the Fenty Beauty matchstick. I do have 4 of them. I purchased the trio in the deepest shade range they have, and then I purchased an additional shimmer stick in rum, and I've been using rum in my kit. This is a concealer stick in suede. Now I've already got a swatch of suede, and these swatches have been on for about an hour. So just to let you see how they dry down and finish, watch the concealer swatch in suede. Okay, now I love this concealer. It's a good concealer for my complexion. However, the only place I would take heed in using it, if you're like me, I do have drier under eye. I am a lady of a certain age. I'm in my 30s. So my under eyes tend to get dry from time to time, especially depending on my diet, if I'm drinking enough water, blah, 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 things of that nature. But
neighbors,
I do have some lines there is eye discoloration. It does fine with that. Now the lines, however, it does tend to settle, especially if I use it directly out of the tube. I get better coverage and less creasy coverage if I take some off, put it on the back of my hand, let it warm up, and then apply it with my beauty blender. Excuse that noise. Let me let my dog in. She's ready to lay down It's by her bed. This is usually by the time she comes in and lays down. Everywhere else, you know, forehead, down the nose, your typical concealer highlighted areas, it works. Next up is the contour stick, and this is in the shade Espresso. And this glides on. I could definitely notice there's a difference in formulation in between the concealer and the contour. I will describe the concealer formula as more of a cream to powder finish. My only suggestion for Fenty Beauty would be to add a deeper kit than this one, because this one as of right now is the deepest kit that you can get. But let's get into cinnamon and rum. These are 2 shimmer sticks. Okay, that is cinnamon with the S. One is more of a true gold, and the other one's more of a peachy bronzy gold. The blendability of these matte sticks are perfection. And here's why. The cream to powder formula works so many ways that if you need to go back in and touch up an area, let's say you were concealing your forehead and you forgot something, just dab it there and use a beauty blender to blend that out. It doesn't disrupt your makeup. I've used this after setting my foundation with powders and things of that nature, and went back in and applied, you know, my shimmering highlight, my shimmer stick, and it has not affected my makeup. It didn't move my makeup. You can use this either with your fingers, which is it really melts into the skin. You can use this with a brush. You can use this with a beauty blender. You can apply these before or after foundation, or after at the very end. So don't be afraid to use this at the very end like you would a powder highlighter. These are also multitasking. You can also use these on your lips and your eyelids. So this is it. Of course, you all know this is the Glossy Bomb. This is the only shade that they have of right now. And if they expand to more shades with this formulation and this applicator, I'm gonna lose it. Like, I'm in love. Nice doe foot applicator, nice and large too. So you get a lot on the end of this tip. And let me just go ahead and apply some. I love it so. Not sticky, stays on, it's long lasting. It's got a little bit of a scent, but nothing overpowering, like you really have to to smell it. It's a nice mauve, and once again, this is you know what? This whole line can be used from young to old, dark to light. I mean, these products can be truly used on just about on everybody. It's so well thought out and put together that I could pick up these products and use them on young clients, old clients. Like, the sky's the limit. And I would definitely recommend, if you got somebody that is just getting into makeup, I would definitely recommend this, because for one, the foundation is heavy. It's going to give them a skin-like feel. The shimmer sticks, the contour stick, everything is set up and matched in a way where it kind of takes some of the guessing out. The only thing that's missing to really make this a complete set would be a setting powder. They included that. Shit, you could do your whole face in Fenty Beauty and keep it pumping. Rihanna and your team, you all did a beautiful job. I'm super excited to see what's to come, and that's my review. So please stick around, subscribe to my channel, and thank you.